One of the questions we always get is whether you need solar if you have a toy hauler. G'day, this is Tom with MYT Solar, and we are actually on top of a toy hauler right now. We've got 2,000 watts of solar up here, as well as all our awesome install down the bottom. The question we often get, as I said, is whether you actually need a big system like this if you've got a toy hauler. Because obviously the toy hauler often is going to have a generator, it's going to have a fuel tank for gasoline. You've got some options for power there, but let's find out whether you really need solar on a toy hauler. This is 2,000 watts of solar here on this 27 TRX from Outdoors RV. It does have the generator, it's got that onboard gas tank, and we've put 2,000 watts in a big system downstairs. Rich solar panels here, 250 watt panels, 8 of them, and we'll go downstairs and we'll find out whether this was really necessary for this rig. Of course, we've got the Onan 4,000 watt generator here on this rig. This is a 30 amp RV. So this generator, when off grid, is capable of powering the entire RV, the air conditioner and everything. Do we still need an MYT Solar setup, a big lithium and inverter system? Let's go inside and talk about it. Of course, I'm filming this video. This customer obviously did have a toy hauler and went with one of our big inverter lithium systems. Down here in the bay, you can see our setup. We keep things tidy as always. This install, we utilized some cable raceway back there to tidy things up a little bit. Again, really happy with how clean this one turned out. You'll notice 2 batteries. One of the things that we offer is multiple batteries. We can fit up to 4 of these in the bay for a total of 1,320 amp hours. This is 2 of them for 660 with the multi-plus inverter. Typically on a toy hauler, if you do want to be running the air conditioner, the microwave, or the outlets and all those 120 volt stuff off grid, you have to be running that generator. And just right here on the other side of this wall is where we find that generator. And a 4,000 watt open frame generator, I don't know if you've heard them, but they're pretty loud. This rig would be vibrating and shaking. If we could run that thing right now, we don't have any fuel in the tank. So there's another thing, fuel can run out from the generator, and then it's nice to have a backup, or in this case, more of a primary. With this system, in this toy hauler, the customer is going to need to run that generator far less, which is good. They can save their fuel for their toys, but more importantly, they don't have to deal with that noise and those fumes. With the inverter, the customer, without the generator running, is going to be able to use their battery, their lithium battery here, to power those 120 volt outlets. The generator does not need to be on for the air conditioner. It does not need to be on for the microwave or to charge things in the outlets. That's one of the huge perks of getting a system like this paired with a toy hauler. But let's talk about that generator, because it's there, and it's actually very nice that it's there as a backup. It doesn't become the primary source of power. There's 2,000 watts on the roof here. Let's say it's a day like today where it's fairly cloudy and we're only pulling 300 or 400 watts from those solar panels to the batteries. We're running the air conditioner, we're using the microwave, we're using the outlets, we're bringing those batteries down, but we don't have enough solar coming in to replace that. Well, maybe after 3 or 4 days, that's caused the batteries to dip down to like 20%, and you want to be out for another 3 or 4 days. Well, that's when the generator can come in. Run the generator purely to charge the batteries back up, to run back off the inverter system as the primary system. Again, with this system, having the generator is nice on its own, but once you build this system out, one of these inverter lithium solar systems, you're going to get all this monitoring that comes with the Victron equipment. You know where your batteries are. Often I hear about people running their generator. They'll run their generator to charge their batteries. Here's the stick with that. When that generator is running and you go ahead and you press your battery indicator, if your batteries were empty, the minute that you run that generator and check that indicator again, it's going to tell you that your batteries are full. And that's not necessarily the case. You just started running the generator. The whole time the generator is running, your battery monitor here is going to show full. And you might run it for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. You have literally no idea how full those batteries are until you turn off the generator and come back and check this monitor. Because whilst the generator is running, it's powering the converter, which is applying voltage, which is going to show full, when in theory it's not. I always hear a story about a customer. They say, I wake up in the morning, I just run the generator for a couple of hours. They have no idea what that's doing for their battery bank ultimately. Having this system, so when you do run the generator, say your batteries are down to 20%, not only can you see it charging them, you can see what percent you're getting to, and you can stop running the generator when it gets full. A lot of people with a Toyhauler are going to be taking it to some pretty far out there places, maybe bringing their side-by-sides along. I think it'd be a great idea just to save that gasoline that's in the tank for those toys. The less you have to run that generator for a Toyhauler, the better it is at what it actually needs to do: haul and power your toys. If we think about other things, state parks, a lot of those kind of more primitive campgrounds where you might take a rig like this that don't have power, a lot of those also have generator hours or generator bans. So you might find yourself needing to run that generator for power late at night. Well, there may be a generator ban after that time in that campground. Luckily, with the inverter and the batteries, you can still use your microwave, use your Instapot and all those things without even firing that generator up. And honestly, most of the time when I hear my customers talking about before they come to us and they were working off a generator, whether it's in a Toyhauler or a different rig, it's always the same old story. They wake up in the morning, first thing they do, they step outside into the cold, they grab their gas can, they run their generator. That's time that you could just be making your coffee off the silent power of the inverter. Renewable energy, that solar power, it's going to be there just doing its thing, and you don't have to build running the generator every single day as part of your camping experience. It's just there as a backup for a boost when the solar isn't quite performing, and to make sure that you have some redundancy in the system. For those reasons, I think it's definitely great to have solar power on a Toyhauler. Do you need solar and a big lithium and inverter system on a Toyhauler? I would say absolutely yes. At the very least, you're going to be running the generator less, often a lot less, maybe never, if you have enough solar on the roof. It's going to be quiet power. You're going to be able to run the microwave and the outlets without rattling the rig to pieces. You're going to not have the fumes, which honestly, when you go out camping, most of the time you're going out to get away, get into some clean air and some quiet. You're going to be able to run the 120 volt stuff no matter the time of the day. You're not going to find yourself in places that don't allow generators. You're saving your fuel for the Toyhauler, for the actual toy part. I would say there's a lot of benefits to having the solar system on a Toyhauler. But let me know what you think in the comments. This is Tom with MYT Solar. Thanks for watching this video.